What's up, everyone? It's the interview queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
This is M-Dog20, Matt Cross, and you're listening to True Heel Heat. This is M-Dog.
You already know what time it is, man. The young GOAT in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Heel Heat Podcast.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat Podcast.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for our NJPW Battle in the Valley 2024 preview. Breaking down this Saturday's show from San Jose, California, the first NJPW Strong show in the USA in 2025. And boy, we got a lot to discuss from this card. And to do that, no, I am not joined by my usual tag team partners. Sanal is in Japan. Jay News is under the weather. So I called on the good brother. You saw him hosting things over on the NJPW coverage, over on the Fightful main channel for Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. He is also the co-host of our good friend Maggie every Friday on Coexisting on Fightful Overbooked. He is Rob Wilkins. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. Before we get started, as I warned you, before the show started, I was having internet issues at home. So I ran over to my parents, and I'm over here in a non-heated room. We're at 17 degrees outside, and I have two dogs, so we'll see how they go. One will likely make a cameo, I'm telling you right now, and she's right beside me. So, but I'm excited to talk about this show. So thank you for having me.
The dog really wants to talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
that's what it's all
big
about.
fan.
But yes, we appreciate you, Rob, for joining us today. Appreciate you coming through last minute. That we had to make the last minute change, and you were the first person that I thought of to hit up. You and Scott were the first people that I thought to hit up because I had a good time with you and Lyric and everybody over on the Fightful main channel. So glad to have you over here, and we're glad to have all of you watching us live. If you're watching us on demand, we appreciate you as well. Show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You could share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here, and of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts, your predictions on NJPW's Battle in the Valley 2025. Got a lot to discuss coming off the heels of the Tokyo Dome weekend. We're going right back into the action coming up with Battle in the Valley. So we want to hear from you guys. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, you could do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. But yes, Rob, coming off the heels of the Tokyo Dome weekend, we got a big card coming up this Saturday. So what are kind of overall thoughts on this Saturday's card? And do you agree with New Japan not waiting long, doing the first U.S. show 1 week after the Tokyo Dome?
You know, I'm kind of mixed on it. Part of me is I wonder if it's too quick for the average maybe person that's starting to watch New Japan, but I don't really think there's that many, so I say go with it. It's a show that they've done many times, obviously, and I'm always for more wrestling, so it's okay with me. So hell with everybody else, but I'm fine with it. You know, I like it from a business standpoint. I'm not a corporate guy, so I don't know if that makes much sense, but I can see where somebody would say maybe we should wait, but also you might want to strike while the iron's hot, because Kenny Omega had a lot of people watching that normally wouldn't watch. So I think that helps. So maybe just do it.
Yeah, because you have to also kind of realize that they're not going back to a similar market. They did the two shows at the Tokyo Dome in Japan, and yes, a lot of people in the States will watch that and become fans of New Japan Pro Wrestling or want to see New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I think that it is a right move of doing your first US show the week after, because you're immediately capitalizing on anyone in the San Jose or California area that saw Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty, and is excited about New Japan. They have the opportunity almost immediately to go and see it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too is with Gabe Kidd, I think he was made a star that night. So you have him main eventing, I believe, and you just you roll with it. Now that I think about it even more, it's probably a good idea to just kill it.
Yeah, I had to ask only because, we always hear of, back in the day when WWE used to run shows back to back, they would always get complained. We're now used to this with 2 years back to back of people complaining about the distance between All In and All Out. But yeah, I think that is the right move as far as like just talking about New Japan. It's a good move to capitalize on any type of buzz they're getting in the States.
Yeah, exactly. And the time zone difference helps for us, like for the United States and Canada.
And also
so
for the people in Japan, because this is like, I believe it's got to be like 11 p.m. start time, 11 p.m. Eastern start time. That's like the afternoon in Japan. So
yeah,
it's better for them. They can watch the show live.
yeah, exactly. So I think it works in multiple levels.
We got a couple of people in the chat already. Like I said before, sound off or hit the join button and become a member of the channel, like our good brother I Make Beats, who says, yo, THH fam and Rob, what's good? We also got him saying shout out to Maggie. We also got Power Driver Finisher in the chat who says, oh God, snuggle up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's cold out here. We got Hassan who says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Hassan. And I Make Beats asking, is this the same show Eddie Kingston got injured at last year? No, that was Emergence. Emergence was the one he got injured at. Battle in the Valley last year had 2 5-star matches with Shingo Takagi versus John Moxley in a no DQ matchup, and Will Ospreay versus Kazuchika Okada. Their first of 2 matches in 2024 was last January. We got Peter in the chat. He says this show looks pretty stacked. Looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's get into things. How we start off every one of our pay-per-view previews is give your overall kind of 0 to 10, your excitement level, your anticipation level for this Saturday show, Rob.
Let's go with an 8 for now. Like an 8, but I reserve judgment to go higher because that's usually how it goes for me. Like I usually get more pumped up as the show gets closer. I really like this card. There's a lot. I like how Gabe Kidd's main eventing. I know he's gonna. I mean, not to skip ahead, but he's gonna look good. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna win, and I think that's. I think they're going the right way with having Gabe Kidd main event because he's.
I'm not sure if he's main eventing.
Oh, okay. Because
what it says on the New Japan website. The order, usually what they have with the New Japan website is the order of the matches on the website on the preview is usually the order of how the matches are going to be. So the first match that you see is usually the main event, and the first match on the preview on their website right now is El Desperado versus Taiji Ishimori. So
okay, so either way, Gabe Kidd's on the show, and I think
exactly.
It's good, and I'm making it sound like I'm a big Gabe Kidd fan, and I am, but I'm always very pro like wrestler, and like you have to put out the talent that is getting people to watch. So if they're not putting him on the main event, that's fine, but it's cool. Like I'm still fine with wherever they put him, and my dog sounds like she is too. So, but yeah, it's I'm excited.
I do agree with you because it's been a while since we had like the big like star making performance from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think the last time that you can really I like comes to my head is the Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada match back in 2017. Omega had already been on the rise, and people like me knew him from like his Independence days in Ring of Honor, and he had the real kind of breakout elevation year in 2016 when he won the Intercontinental Championship and he was the first Gaijin to win the G1. But I think that it was the 6-star match at Wrestle Kingdom that really was like the shift where everybody started paying attention to Kenny Omega, because then you have the other 2 Okada matches. You got the Jericho match a year later, and then a year later after that, AEW is invented. So if Gabe Kidd can match the results, the consequences of the breakout that he had at Wrestle Kingdom and match it to what Kenny did, I think that will be what fans will be looking for. Hi, doggy. You're muted. I think you muted it because they were near.
Yep. Yeah, that's Zoe. So she'll be.
Zoe. Hey Zoe, cutie. We got a super sticker here from I Made Beast. Thank you so much, good brother. Sending us some love. He says Ishii versus Kidd is gonna go hard. And we got Matthew Rapport. I think I didn't say that right, but I tried my best. Gabe, he said they said Gabe deserves it. Yeah, 100%. Everything that he's been through, his fight with his mental health, feeling like he wanted to just kill himself during the pandemic and stuff like that. He's been through so much, such a fascinating journey for Gabe Kidd. No one deserves it more than him. But let's go to start off with the kickoff matches. We got 2 kickoff matches on this card this Saturday, Battle in the Valley. First up, we got Strong Survivor returning, this time with a new champion, a new Strong Survivor, as Zane J picked up the victory over Matt Vandagriff back at Strong Style Evolved. Now he defends the Strong Survivor for the first time, and he faces Ventino. I'm going to go with Zane J to retain the Strong Survivor, seeing as he just won Strong Survivor at the last NJPW Strong show in December. Who do you got here, Rob?
Yeah, Zane J is going to win. I haven't seen is it Vinto?
Vinto?
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him, but what I have seen is pretty good. And I think down the road, as it gets going, he's going to be very popular. But Zane J's got this. They're not going to take the title off him.
Yeah, I just I don't think they would have him just drop it like in his first time since getting the title. And yes, I know I said fentanyl. I was like, oh, I don't know what it says. But Vinto sounds better. We got the other kickoff pre-show matchup is going to see the well, I thought it was going to be dirty work, but it's not dirty work. It's Griffin work, as you're going to have Matt Vandagriff teaming up with Fred Rosser to face the team of Shane Hayes and Bad Dude Tito of TMDK. Fred Rosser is a trainer at the NJPW Academy. Matt Vandagriff is, of course, one of the trainees at the Academy, the former Strong Survivor. He's not off the pre-show yet, which we kind of talked about during our Strong Style Evolved review here, that we thought that him losing the Strong Survivor meant that he was going to get the graduation to the main card, but he's getting closer. He's in the main event of the pre-show. So who do you got here? Vandagriff and Rosser versus TMDK.
Well, I am contractually obligated to pick TMDK if I want to stay in the good graces of Maggie and Kate, Miss Kate Fabe. But it's always hard for me to pick against Fred Rosser because I just love the dude. I think he's awesome. But Matt Vandagriff is up and comer, but TMDK has this. You got to go with TMDK. Shane Hayes is badass, and I just don't see them losing. You got to go with them.
I'm hoping that it's Bad Dude Tito that picks up the victory for the team. I got TMDK getting the win. Reason why I say that with Bad Dude Tito is that it would feel like he's getting somewhat of a push on these NJPW Strong shows because he got the win for the TMDK team in the trios matchup against Dirty Work and Shoto Umino back at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. So this would be another kind of victory in tag team action, but still a victory where he gets the pinfall so he can capitalize on that, get some momentum, maybe get into a title match on one of these NJPW Strong shows, or maybe get into the New Japan Cup, because I know Bad Dude Tito wants to do another tour in Japan, so would like to see that. Then you got the main card, Rob. You got we have 8 matches on the main card. First up, there's going to be an 8-woman tag team matchup. You're going to have the Nexus V, the stable over in Stardom of Mina Shirakawa, Micah, Hanako, and Viva Van versus the team of Anna J, Trisha Dora, Azumi, and Johnny Robbie. Not much of a story to this one here. You got the Stardom stable E Nexus V coming to NJPW Strong for the first time together. Micah making her first appearance on an NJPW Strong show, and a lot of talented women in this one. You got Azumi coming off the heels of her loss against Mayu Iwatani for the IWGP Women's Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 19. Johnny Robbie took a loss to Mina Shirakawa back at Strong Style Evolved. Trish Adora was in the 4-way number one contenders matchup back at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Anna Jay, this will be kind of her first time performing since taking the loss to Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship in AEW. All of that in mind, I'm going to go with the stable in this one. I'm going to go with E Nexus V. Who you got here?
Man, this is a tough one for me because anytime you pick against Trish Adora, it's like, deep down she can win if she wants to. It's one of those kind of things. But this team, you have to go with the stable makes more sense in this case because they know each other, and this is a new team going against a new team that's never faced or never really teamed up much. Azumi is awesome. Trish Adora is awesome. Anna Jay's 10 times better than where she was a year ago.
Yeah.
This one's really hard for me, but I'm gonna go with the Anna Jay squad. I think they got it, and it's hard for me to pick against Mina's team too because I just don't see it. I'm going with the underdogs. I think I'm going with the underdogs.
Yeah, they definitely are the underdogs. They're not a real unit. They're not a real team. We got Peter in the chat who says, Micah, great to see her on an NJPW show after a strong 2024. Azumi is the best. Should be fun. Yeah, I think it is going to be a lot of fun. Definitely the Azumi team does have a chance to win because Azumi, I think, is going to have an even bigger 2025. And but I think Micah is going to get the win, and hopefully sometime in 2025 we can get Micah going one-on-one with Mercedes Moné for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. I would love to see that. And I think Micah and Mina are going to be the sole survivors because it's an elimination matchup. So I think they're going to be the final two. But we got to talk about one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most on Saturday, Rob Wilkins. I do not understand, though, why it looks like this is going to be the second match on the card. Do you want anybody to follow these guys? Because we're about to see technical wrestling greatness as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. in a non-title special singles match goes one-on-one with CMLL's Hechicero and ZSJ have been in this kind of a technical wrestling rivalry over the last year. It was ZSJ who made his way over to Mexico, came to CMLL to verse Hechicero one-on-one in a 5-star classic. It was Hechicero who picked up the win in a 2 out of 3 falls matchup. They had their rematch then at Rev Pro's anniversary show the night before All in London, with Zach picking up the victory there in another excellent matchup. So who's going to win this tiebreaker here as they finally come to the United States to go one-on-one in San Jose? ZSJ, Hechicero, probably two of my three most favorite technical wrestlers ever. Not even currently, ever. I think these two and Bryan Danielson are my favorite technical wrestlers ever. Sorry, Bret Hart, you can get the 4th place. But these two are just going to have so much fun. They use their technical wrestling ability to come up with moves I've never seen before, so I'm very much looking forward to this one. Who do you think picks up the victory here, Rob?
When I saw this match was announced, I had a few different reactions. I had the former friend from Waterboy reaction towards the end of the movie when they win and you got him like rubbing his pierced nipples. We had that reaction. We had the cable guy, Oh Billy, like where he puts his breast on the window. I had that moment, and then you had Mama Clump. Oh, Hercules. I mean, I was like all excited for this. And I did all those in a row, but no, I didn't. But this match is going to be pure fire. And I don't like. I can't pick against Zack Sabre Jr. I just can't. But if there's one guy that I could see beat him in a technical match, it would be Hechicero, because this match is going to be on fire, and maybe that's why they're going to just let this go, because they might have to clear the building afterward, because this match is just going to be, it's going to break all kinds of fire codes, or just because the place is just going to be hot. I believe this match has. I don't go this route usually, but this match has definite 5-star potential, if not higher. Like, and as far as your reviews go, I think it. I don't see it. I don't see how it's possible for them to let it be anything below that. Like, with these two guys, they could just do this in their sleep and have a hell of a match. I just can't pick against Zack Sabre Jr. right now. He's on fire, obviously, being the New Japan Pro IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and I mean, granted, he had a little bit of a light work on his first night, but we'll see. But I just can't see him. I'm going against Zach right now.
I feel like Zach's the type of performer who will take this being the second match on this card as a challenge to just go out there and put on a barn burner, which has Hechicero. I think the only thing that'll stop it from being like a high match of the year candidate type matchup is probably the time that it will get in the second spot on this show. But I think it's going to still be a great matchup, considering their first match in Mexico last year had the 5 stars. Their match in the UK was 4 3/4 stars. I expect this one to be great, but I agree with all of you guys. Well, most of you guys, because a couple of you are picking Hechicero. I am going with Zack Sabre Jr. I can't see him losing this one as the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And I feel like this probably could have been the main event if you put the title on the line.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Title's not on the line, so I mean that always gets me though. Like, too, there's always that possibility. Like, it's a non-title match for a reason, maybe.
But that's mostly because we tend to think with our WWE brain,
yeah,
which our WWE brain says champion in a non-title match, they're probably going to
Yeah.
lose. But
Yeah.
you have to reprogram yourself and think with the New Japan brain, they don't have.
And that's why I am,
often.
because and that's what they did, like with the special singles match at New Japan or Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty this past week. So, it's you're exactly right. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. is not losing this match. I just can't see it.
We got Dustin who's like, wait, ZSJ ain't main eventing? Man, they said you shat the bed with Shooter, so we're in the main event of San Jose. Nah, I'm kidding. But I expect that match to deliver big time. This one probably might be the match that's the most fun on this show, as we have a 6-person tag team matchup on the card, as it will be Sumie Sakai's retirement match. Sumie Sakai, the former Woman of Honor champion, a legend in Joshi wrestling, has a close friendship, relationship, and friendly rivalry with Hiromu Takahashi. It was back at Strong Style Evolve that Sumie challenged Hiromu for her retirement matchup, which was made into a 6-person tag team matchup with Hiromu and Sumie as the team captains, and they had to choose their tag team partners. Hiromu went out there and just went and got the aces of 2 of the best Joshi promotions out there, as he will team with the IWGP Women's Champion, the Stardom icon Mayu Iwatani, and the former multi-time Princess champion from Tokyo Joshi Pro, Yuka Sakazaki, as Sumie has chosen the House of Torture's Evil and Show. So this should be very, very interesting. Should be a lot of shenanigans, but I think we're going to have fun watching this one. Who do you have here? Team Sumie versus Team Hiromu.
You know why Sumie put Evil on her team? Because she knows she's going to lose and she wants to blame it on somebody else.
That's fair.
And Evil's the best person to blame. Yeah, there's just no. Hiromu's. I think Team Hiromu got it. Hiromu.
Yeah,
they have it.
I agree. I 100% agree with you because I was like, you can't have Mayu and Yuka on the same team and lose.
Yeah, no, and just when I saw Evil and Show get added, like when they were part of it, I was like, what in the hell is? I mean, that's who you choose? I mean, okay, whatever.
I can see
what I mean.
see Show getting beat up by Mayu, by Zombie Mayu.
I can see Evil get beat up by just a turnbuckle, but it is what it is, and I think, yeah, Hiromu's team's got this in the bag.
I will not accept any Evil slander after he found his Riz and his aura with that entrance at Wrestle Kingdom. I will not allow this.
Look, he didn't fall off the stage.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see if my hatred for Evil comes back by Saturday.
And I don't even hate the guy. I'm just saying how I feel about him. Like, I just like,
My Big B says, I kind of like Evil now. His match last weekend was fun. There you go.
I will give you that. It was. It was a good match.
Yusa says Sumi's choice of teammates and opponents is because she took care of them during their USA excursions. That's very nice. That's very nice.
But
that's
no,
nice
she's
for
still
her,
she's going to lose. That's why.
Yeah, she's gonna go out on her back, as most wrestlers tend to do. But yeah, Sumi definitely is a legend. So I think that's gonna be probably the most fun of any match on the card. But we might see a title change on this card. As for the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships, the new champions, the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Royce Isaacs and Jarrell Nelson, will defend against Roppongi Revice, Yo and Rocky Romero. Yo and Rocky Romero reformed Roppongi Vice or Roppongi Revice back in the Super Junior Tag League. They did very well in that tournament before getting out on the last night of the tournament, but Rocky set his sights on some new gold for the team, because after the West Coast Wrecking Crew claimed the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships for the first time back at Strong Style Evolved with a victory over the Grizzled Young Veterans, it was Rocky who came out to first congratulate Nelson and Isaacs on their victory and finally getting the gold for the first time, and then he challenged them to a tag team matchup at Battle in the Valley against Roppongi Revice. And West Coast Wrecking Crew responded by beating Rocky up. So we shall see if Rocky can get a measure of revenge. And will we see new NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions? We have seen title changes with these specific titles the last two NJPW Strong events in the USA. Will they make it 3 for 3, Rob, on Saturday?
Ooh. They're going to retain. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Wrecking Crew here. I do like that they. I always like picking Rocky. I'm a Rocky Romero guy, but I can't see the Wrecking Crew lose this match. I just think they're the right team for it, and yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Wrecking Crew have earned this kind of their spot on as NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions. They've kind of always been the bridesmaid, never the bride, when it came to the Strong Openweight Tag Team title. So I'm glad they got the win as Strong Style Evolved. So I don't want to immediately take it away. So I'm gonna say they get the win as well. Next, we got the match that Rob said he was looking forward to the most on this card. It's his main event for the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship. Tomohiro Ishii challenges the hottest star in all of NJPW, the man coming off the heels of an instant classic and all-timer with Kenny Omega in the Tokyo Dome at NJPW x AEW's Wrestle Dynasty, the NJPW Strong Openweight Champion, Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd made this challenge to Ishii after picking up a win at Strong Style Evolved, retaining his title against Ryohei Uyowa. After getting the win over Uyowa, he called out Kenny Omega, told him to get ready for Wrestle Dynasty, but then he set his sights on Battle in the Valley and made a challenge to the toughest dude in the New Japan Pro Wrestling locker room, Tomohiro Ishii. Ishii is coming off of a barn burner himself at in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Dynasty. Him and Konosuke Takeshita tore it down in an absolute banger. Can these two men match what they did in the Tokyo Dome last Sunday, this Saturday in San Jose? Two of the men that were part of the two best matches, in my opinion, of the Tokyo Dome weekend. This should be good, but who do you have getting the win, Rob?
Oh, without a doubt, Ishii. No, Gabe Kidd. You can't. If there's anything more confident that there's nothing I'm more confident in. Gabe Kidd's going to get this win because they made a star. Like I said on our show the other night or other morning, they made a star. They made a star, and he's going to win. And I think Ishii is a great first opponent, like, for him. And I'm going Gabe Kidd all the way.
1000%. It has to be Gabe Kidd. You got to capitalize on the momentum that he has. He has to keep getting some big wins, and especially because he is the number one contender for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. He's going to be facing Yota Tsuji next month on February 11th at New Beginning in Osaka. I feel like that's going to be a crucial matchup and post-match for Gabe Kidd. We did our review for Wrestle Dynasty and Wrestle Kingdom, and I made the prediction Gabe loses to Yota Tsuji at New Beginning, and then David Finlay turns on Kidd and excommunicates him from the War Dogs, because they have a red hot babyface on their hands, and they could heat up David Finlay even more by Finlay noticing the popularity of Kidd and excommunicating him out of there, and especially Kidd going for the title that Finlay made famous. And Finlay calls it his title, but Kidd is the one that gets the first shot after Finlay lost it. It's all setting up. It all plays into place. The seeds are being sowed for something big to happen with the War Dogs.
Do you think it's possible that they do this like the opposite way that you're thinking, that this is where Gabe Kidd takes over the reins of Bullet Club?
I only see that if Finlay is leaving, because I don't see the point of that if Finlay is staying, because you just saw that Finlay, he is much better as a heel. He's grown into this heel Bullet Club leader role, and he needs to be the Bullet Club leader more than Kidd. Kidd doesn't need it. He can stand on his own. He's the anti-hero. He's the Stone Cold of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He doesn't need the group anymore.
Yeah. No, that's valid, completely valid. And you're right. The only way I could see that too is if Finley's leaving, and I don't think he's leaving. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, Dustin makes a good point here, though. He isn't on Battle in the Valley, and he isn't on the posters for New Japan Cup. So,
yeah, maybe, who knows where he's going? He could maybe Dad got him. Who knows? I don't know.
I would hope not, because I feel like his future is world champion in New Japan. I don't think it's that in anywhere else.
I do. I completely agree with you 100%. But as something I always say, we never know somebody's motivation. So it's we'll see.
Yeah. Dustin, no, I don't think that's a correlation. That's the usual correlation, though. I do agree. Dustin says the problem with Gabe is if he's out of the War Dogs, he would be a part of Hontai. No, he wouldn't. He doesn't have to. Like ELP, he got thrown out the Bullet Club, and they kind of let him kind of flangle in the air for a bit until the end of the G1 when he eventually joins the Guerrillas of Destiny. You can go months with Kidd not being in any group, and you need to build to him eventually being part of Hontai. I think that is the future for him, because you saw in that matchup against Kenny Omega, he represents the lion mark. The fans want to rally behind him. They want him to be the example of what New Japan Pro Wrestling is. So eventually, yeah, he is going to be a part of Hontai, but I don't think that's until next year.
Yeah. And you know, like that was the thing too that uh, after the Omega match, I was assuming that that Tanahashi was like tearing up because of like Omega wrestling. I now like after everybody else was talking, they would think it was because of Gabe Kidd,
Yeah,
and I didn't really realize that at first, and it makes total sense. And they have to ride the coattails, you know, like just you have a chance to run with fire, and you lost two of your biggest stars in the past year. You have a chance to make another one. Just roll with it. Just go with them.
exactly. They got to capitalize on those the three Gaijins, Zach, Gabe, and Finley right now. So hopefully they re-sign Gabe and Finley, and we see them push throughout 2025. But I expect this one to be a contender for match of the night. But I got Kid getting the win as well. Another match that I could see being match of the night is our good friend of the channel, El Phantasmo, defending the NJPW World Television Championship for the first time against the former champion, Jeff Cobb. ELP won the championship in a four-way with Cobb, Roy Uyawa, and Ren Narita at Wrestle Kingdom, becoming the champion, celebrating after coming back from cancer to be at the Tokyo Dome. And now he defends the title against Jeff Cobb after a multi-man tag team matchup at New Beginning, where Cobb looked like he set his sights to get back the title that he feels like he never should have lost. So can Cobb's strength overcome the speed and the kind of resourcefulness of ELP, or will ELP be overwhelmed by the former Olympian who you got on Saturday?
Oh man, the thing is, whenever somebody is told they're wrestling Jeff Cobb, I wonder if they ever say to the person, "What did I do to you?" You know, like that's the thing. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Because Jeff Cobb's just a monster, and I like him. But ELP, I think, is going to get this victory.
Yeah, I do agree with you. You can't take it away from him just after he got it. I know I said that earlier, but it goes the same with the West Coast Wrecking Crew and with ELP especially because of the emotional kind of real life story that he's been through. You don't take it away after the happy ending that we got in Tokyo Dome. So I expect ELP to retain, probably through like a roll up or something. I don't see him hitting this move to beat a Jeff Cobb. It's kind of be because he outsmarts him. We got I Make Beats in the chat. He says, love both of these guys. Good to have ELP back. I 100% agree with you there. Then we got the semi-main event of the show, Rob. For the Never Openweight Championship, Konosuke Takeshita makes his first defense against Kushida. This should be very, very interesting, coming off the heels of Wrestle Kingdom, where Konosuke Takeshita retained the AEW International Championship and became the new Never Openweight Champion by defeating Shingo Takagi in a great match. Somehow he was able to top that match the next night at Wrestle Dynasty, when he defended both the International Championship and Never title against Tomohiro Ishii in an absolute thriller. And now we got his second defense, actually, of the Never Openweight Championship against Kushida here, who stepped up to the plate to get a shot. Kushida trying to make his claims to get into the heavyweight scene. He picked up a victory over a heavyweight at New Year's Dash, so he's showing that he's got the poise. This is something that Kushida wanted during his previous stint, his first stint in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They didn't want to make him a heavyweight then. That is why he went to WWE in 2019. Now, after 2 years being back in New Japan, it seems like they're dipping their toes in the water of Kushida, mixing it up with heavyweights. But going against Takeshita, this might be Kushida's best match of the year. Rob, what do you got here?
Well, it seems like we both might have. Who do you got? You got Jesus. Who do we got winning this? Let's see. Oh, I know. There's no way. No way. Kushida wins this match. As much as I do like Kushida, he's going to need to go back to the future if he thinks he has a shot, because he doesn't. Takesha's going to get this, and I love the reign that Takeshita is on. He's just on fire. The guy is a future. The guy's a future IWGP Heavyweight Champion, by the way. And that, there's just no way around it. I like Kushida, but sorry, dude, no chance. There's just you're gonna need the help of the time splitters if you need that. So.
Yeah. I really can't wait for Kushida get tossed around by Takeshita. That's gonna be a lot of fun seeing Kushida try to reverse kind of Takeshita's power moves into different arm bars and the hoverboard lock and stuff like that. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun here, but I do agree with you. I think Takeshita retains, and if he does retain, Yusuf is 100% right. He says, "Man, Takeshita has Kushida, then Boltin Oleg, and next at a new beginning in Osaka. What a stud! Yes, he's got Boltin Oleg, so he goes from a junior heavyweight ace to like one of the biggest dudes on the roster in Boltin Oleg. So Takeshi's gonna have to switch up the game plan coming up next month, but for this month." Think he has the size and the speed to keep up with Kushida. And yes, I agree with I Make Beats. We getting good with this card.
Yeah, and going back to the Takeshita, Kushida's going to be Marty McFlying out of the ring. So I had to get that pun in there. So because I know how much he loves Back to the Future. So there you go.
Back to back. I like the way you did that. That. And then finally, we have the main event for the show this Saturday, Rob, is for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. El Desperado makes his first defense of the gold against Taiji Ishimori. These two men have a years-long rivalry with one another, going at it over the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Their last bout against each other was actually in the Best of Super Juniors finals last year, with El Desperado picking up the win to win his first Best of Super Juniors tournament. He parlayed that into winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, but he then went on to drop that title to Doki after he suffered an injury. Despy was out for months as Doki was the man at the helm of the junior heavyweight division before Despy returned at Power Struggle to make the challenge to Doki for Wrestle Kingdom. Unfortunately, their Wrestle Kingdom match ended in about 5 minutes due to an injury by Doki to give the win and the title to Desperado. The next night at Wrestle Dynasty, Desperado was part of the 8-man Lucha Gauntlet, which Taiji Ishimori was also a part of. Taiji Ishimori took advantage of all the chaos in the matchup, Gato clutched to El Desperado and picked up the win, pinning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And he wanted to waste no time at all making the challenge for Battle in the Valley this Saturday. Can Ishimori get back-to-back wins over Desperado, or will Desperado get the win in San Jose? I believe this is like Despery's kind of first time in 2 years main eventing one of these NJPW Strong shows. I don't remember. I think this is the first time the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship is also main eventing one of these NJPW Strong shows as well. So one of the main rivalries of the junior division comes to the USA. Who you got, Rob?
Well, if there's one title that I think could change hands, it's going to be this one. But man, this one's a tough match to pick because I can see both guys winning here. This is what sucks, is because this match is going to kick all kinds of butt, and I think I'm going to go with El Desperado, but it would not shock me at all. Like if I had to put money down on it, I wouldn't. That's the type of how I feel about this match. It would just be like, no, I'll hold off on this one. This is going to be a solid match. This could actually be the match of the night too. That's it wouldn't surprise me if this wins your match of the night at all. These two are going to kill it, and I'm excited to see what they do, because I know El Desperado had to be disappointed with what happened at Wrestle Kingdom, and I know he'll probably want to do more, and I just don't see that title I just don't see him losing that title yet. I don't think so. I mean, but again, I think if there's one, that's it.
So to add to all the milestones with this matchup here, Yusuf says it is the first time the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title has been defended in the U.S. in 6 years. So, wow. Since 2019 or 2018, we haven't seen a IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. I think that Desperado is the right guy. Desperado really became, before our eyes over the last couple of years, the ace of the Junior Heavyweight division, as kind of like Hiromu's run at the top kind of got stale after like 3 or 4 Best of Super Junior wins. People kind of got tired of seeing Hiromu on top. I thought that he had a really good reign in 2023, but some people were tired of it. So they made the move to really transition and give the spot out the ace of the division to Desperado last year. He beats Hiromu at Wrestle Kingdom. He wins the Best of Super Juniors. He did get hurt in the summer. That stopped what would have been probably his best year ever. So I expect that to happen this year. I expect him to have a strong run with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship and eventually drop it to a young star, a Master Wato, a Yo, one of those guys. I could see Yo, because I think Dustin is onto something as far as he says Despy wins and then gets challenged by someone. I'm thinking about the people that are already on the card that can come out and challenge Despy. I think that Yo is a good option to have come out and like make the challenge or something like that.
Yeah, and I decided to look up who was in that match 6 years ago, and it was the show at Madison Square Garden. And it was.
I could tell you.
Oh, okay.
Off the top of my head. Let me see if I'm right. You tell me. Was it? What is it? Taji Ishimori versus is it a 3-way?
Yeah.
Or okay, so it's Taji Ishimori, Dragon Lee. Fuck. I'm gonna be so mad at myself because I don't know who this third person is. But you know who I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say no, I don't even know if he was working with the company then. I'm gonna say Bandito.
Bandito, yeah.
I was there live for that show. Love that.
I'm jealous of that, knowing that. But I figured with it being there, you had to be there. So
yeah, I was like, oh, my memory, like really off the top of my head, that show in the Garden G1 Supercard. I remember the Okada and White main event. I remember Naito and Ibushi. I remember Osprey and Cobb. I remember Enzo and Cass making a cameo.
Yeah.
I remember Matt Taven winning the world championship, but like everything else is kind of a blur. I don't know if I can name you that card top to bottom.
It doesn't seem like that long ago, does it?
It doesn't. 6 years. Like when I saw 6 years, I automatically was thinking 2018 first, but then I realized we're in 2025, so he probably meant 2019.
Holy crap, man! Yeah, it doesn't seem like that long ago at all. It really seems. It does not seem that long ago. I don't know. That baffles me.
Oh, we got Gavin Knotts in the chat. Good to see you, good sir. He says, hey guys, gotta say, keep up the good work, spreading the love of wrestling. 100%. You as well, good sir. Seen your content before in the past, so you keep spreading that love as well. Dustin saying, Wato, Clark Connors are fresh challengers, but they're just not on the show to come out. Yeah. I mean, if New Japan wants to fly them out just to make a challenge, that's cool. But usually when New Japan does someone making the challenge, unless it's like Rocky, who's always here because he works backstage for the New Japan Strong shows, it's usually someone who's already on the card.
Yeah. But I could see Clark Connors being a good opponent too, though.
Yeah, I can see him. I think he will be, because him and Desperado had that crazy brawl in the Best of Super Juniors either last year or the year before. So I could see them having like a really wild brawl for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, some history there, so that's good.
Yeah, but should be a good one. I am also going with Desperado to retain. Can't get the gold and drop it already. That's not what the ace should be doing. So should be a very fun show this Saturday. This Saturday it's going to be on Triller TV as well as njpwworld.com. I believe it's a start time of 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. The pre-show would kick off at, I believe, about 7:30 Pacific, and then that is 10:30 for us Eastern time. So should be a fun one. You can watch Collision and then go right into the New Japan show, kind of like what I did for Wrestle Dynasty. But we have made it to the end of the card here. I want to thank Rob for coming in last minute clutch, Mr. Clutch around here. Fightful's Mr. Clutch. Rob Wilkins coming in clutch for us over here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Appreciate you as always joining us. Going to give you the floor to let everybody know where they can follow you and when they might see you again on their YouTube screens, possibly later this week. The floor is yours, Rob.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I love doing this kind of stuff. So I love being on True Hill Heat anytime I get the opportunity. And I thank you for having me. Guys, you can follow me at Rob Wilkins on X. I'm also on Instagram at FightfulRob, along with threads at FightfulRob. And then every Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern, I have Coexisting with Rob and Maggie on Fightful Overbooked. We have a good time, usually an hour to hour and a half of just pure nonsense. But it's a good time. So I want to say thank you, SP3, for having me. And to everyone that watched, thank you for tuning in. And make sure you do them a favor, hit that subscribe button, because it always helps us, or helps them, and helps everybody. So thank you very much.
Thank you, my good sir. Yes, we appreciate y'all. If you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We go live pretty much 5 to 7 days a week. Sometimes I've been a bit on the streak, if you will, but I will be live with you tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time with Jimmy Macaram to review tonight's AEW Dynamite. Yes, we will hear from Jimmy, hear his thoughts on WWE Raw on Netflix tomorrow as well. So join us for that. Friday, I believe we have a special video, a special one of our cuts from our True Hill Heat flagship podcast that will be dropping for you. But you can also join us on Saturday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern time, the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, where we'll be talking about this week in wrestling, and we'll have our final predictions for Battle in the Valley as well. And you can check out all the great content we got on the channel right now, like our NJPW Wrestle Kingdom 19 and Wrestle Dynasty reviews, talking about Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd in the Instant Classic. Check out the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 310, our first flagship podcast of 2025 with myself, Top Guy JJ, and True Draw Josh. Check out yesterday's Rated Raw review number 49, Real American Brews, as we talked about WWE Raw on Netflix. Myself, Romeo, and Top Guy JJ talking about Hogan being booed out the building, talking about Travis Scott smoking weed, talking about Raw on Netflix. So we had a good time yesterday. Go over and check that out as well. But I want to see if we have any final comments here in the chat. Oh, we got I Made Beats. He says, get that disclaimer button ready, SP. I am ready for tomorrow. I'm sure Jimmy's going to have some things to say. I Made Beats says, thanks, y'all. And we got Corey in the chat. Looking forward to it. NJPW is on a roll this month. Go over and support Corey. He's doing some great work over at F4W online.com. I usually, if I have my notes sometimes, and then I have Corey's reviews and results from these NJPW shows. So thank you, Corey, for all your hard work over there. Always appreciated. But
thank you, buddy.
That is all for us today. For Rob, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been our NJPW Battle in the Valley 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.